everyone, it's Miss Rossi. Today we're going to finish our Seascape in a Bottle pictures. What you'll be needing today is your paper from last week where we drew our plastic bottle and colored it in to look like the ocean. We're also going to need our other Seascape paper. So this was our other smaller white piece of paper that was in that paper pack. You can take the label off because we won't be needing that. We're also going to need a pencil. I also have a scissor, a glue stick. I have a skinny Sharpie that I'm going to use to trace, but you can use any kind of marker, colored pencil, or pen. I also have some crayons that I'm going to use to color my picture in, but again, you can use anything you have at home to add color if you want to use markers, crayons, or colored pencils. And then I also have our different undersea creature idea papers. So I have one with fish, there's some with seashells, and some with coral. And those papers are on my Canvas page. I'm going to put my bottle paper to the side, and I'm going to grab my smaller white piece of paper. Now on this paper, we are going to draw all of the different fish and sea creatures that we want to put in our seascape. We're going to want to have at least 2 different things at the floor of our ocean. So whether that is some coral, some plants, or even some seashells. And then we're also going to want to have at least 3 fish or other sea animals in our water swimming around. So you can decide what kind of animals you would like in there and what kind of decorations you would like on your ocean floor. Now we are going to collage these items onto our bottle. So we're going to draw them on our smaller white paper, cut them out, and then glue them on to our bottle paper. So I am going to look at some of my idea sheets. I'm going to start with my 2 items that I want on the bottom of my ocean floor. You can do more than 2. You can try and fit as many as you would like on your paper, but we want at least 2 different things on there. So I'm going to draw some different kinds of coral here, and then I think I'm going to draw some plants as well. So I'm just going to sketch these with my pencil first, and then I'm going to trace them with my Sharpie so they are easier to see, especially for when I want to cut them out. I'm going to color them in with my crayons, and then I can cut it out and glue it onto my bottle. I'm going to sketch out all of the things that I want in my bottle first, and then at the end, once they're all colored and traced, cut them out and glue them all on together. I think it's best if you make a couple of extra things on your drawing, just so that you have things that are different sizes that might fit better in your bottle later on once they are all cut out. So I have some coral. I'm going to draw a nice big leafy plant, and then I think I'm going to draw a couple little seashells that I could put along the bottom too. So you can choose what you would like to decorate the ocean floor of your picture. Maybe you want to take inspiration from the videos that are on my Canvas page where you can watch all of the different tanks at the aquarium. That could give you some really cool ideas, and you can draw from life by drawing those animals that you see swimming around in the tank. All right, now that I have 2 shells and I have 2 different plants that I can put at the base of my ocean, I am going to pick some different kinds of fish and animals that I can have swimming around in there too. So those are all of the fish that I chose. I have 3 different kinds of fish, and then I have a stingray. I also added a jellyfish. I sketched all of those out in pencil along with my coral, my seaweed, and my 2 shells. I'm going to grab my marker, and I'm just going to trace over the top of all of my pencil lines so they are going to be easier to see. Once I am done tracing, I'm going to grab an eraser and just erase any of the pencil lines that I can still see. If you want to trace your animals using a colored pencil or something else, you can do that. You can also trace them in all different colors. They don't have to just be traced in black. It is up to you. Just remember as you are drawing that you want things that are different sizes so that we can fit many different animals and creatures inside our bottle. We also want to keep in mind that we are going to be cutting these out, so you don't want to be drawing things that are too tiny to cut out with your scissor. You also don't want to be drawing things that are too detailed or tricky to cut out with your scissor. If you have a lot of small little tentacles, you might want to draw those a little bit bigger to make them easier to cut out. Once I was done tracing, I used my eraser and I erased any of the pencil lines that I can still see. Now I'm just going to go in with my crayons and color in each of my items. You can decide if you want to color your things in so they look realistic, like fish and plants and coral look in real life, or if you want to use your own ideas to create brightly colored animals that you wouldn't normally see in our oceans. As we are coloring in our different items, it is important to color nice and neatly and fill in all of the white space. It's okay if you color outside of the lines a little bit today because we are going to be cutting all of these different things out, so you won't see it if you go outside the lines a little bit. You just want to make sure all of your different items are fully colored in. So I am just going to go in with all of my different colored crayons and color in all of my different items, and then I can start to cut them out. Now that I finished coloring in all of my fish, I'm going to use my scissor and just cut everything out. I'm going to be extra careful and cut nice and slowly so I don't make a mistake. You can cut right along that black outline that we used to trace to cut out each one of your pieces. Now that I have all of my different pieces cut out, I can grab my water bottle paper start to lay them out to see where I want to position them. Now, like I said, we want at least 2 things on the ground, and then we want at least 3 swimming around in the water. Now, you can always add extra things, like I have some extra shells and things down on the bottom. You can layer your pieces. Maybe you want one of your fish swimming over the top of some of the seaweed that you added, or you want shells going over the coral. It's up to you. And then we want to try and fit at least 3 fish or other things swimming around in our picture too. I think that looks good. Now that I like where they are, I'm going to grab my glue stick and just glue them down onto my paper. Now for your bigger pieces, it's going to be easiest to put your glue on the back and stick it on. And for some of your smaller pieces, it might be easiest to put the glue directly on your painting of your water bottle and then just press the piece into that spot. Like for this tail, I'm just going to do a little bit of glue and then press it down. Same for the tentacles on my jellyfish. And right now it will look purple, but my glue is going to dry clear, and most glues dry clear, so yours probably will too. And now a finishing touch you can always do is maybe add some little bubbles to your picture. I like to just go in with my marker and draw some little circles coming out from some of my fish to look like little air bubbles. You can add any other little last minute decorations and details too, and just make sure all of your things are pressed down nicely. You can decide if you want to leave your water bottle attached to the background paper that is still white, or if you want to cut yours out. I like to cut mine out so that it can emphasize the shape that we created last week when we were drawing them, and then it gets rid of all of that extra white paper that we have. And that is my seascape in a bottle all finished. Once you're done with your project, you can upload a photo or video of it on my Canvas page. I can't wait to see the creative undersea landscapes you guys have created. Try your best, have fun, and get creative, and I'll see you soon. Bye!